Welcome back. Both my boyfriend and I, 23 female and 24 male, are currently in college. I truly love him, I do. But I did something horrible and he found out. I'm looking for advice on what my course of action should be from here on. I have been having suspicions that my boyfriend had been cheating on me. He hadn't given me any reason to be suspicious about him. He's always where he says he's at, and we have an open phone policy, but I just couldn't shake the feeling. During my last relationship, I was cheated on, and that left a bad impression, and I suspected my paranoia was stemming from that. Deep down, I believe I knew my boyfriend was loyal and faithful, but I didn't want to accept it, and it led to feelings of resentment towards my boyfriend. Around the same time, I started getting noticed by one of the transfer students at one of my classes. I naturally rejected his advances by mentioning my boyfriend, but he kept coming on to me. And in the end, I broke and slept with him. In my mind, I justified it as revenge cheating on my boyfriend. So I pushed away any guilty feelings and went to his place several times more. I confessed what I did to my close friends, and she was horrified. She called me disgusting and told me to grow up because all this boyfriend cheating suspicions are in my head. She was pretty harsh, and at the end of it, I broke down and called my boyfriend, then confessed everything. He didn't say a single word and simply hung up when I finished my confession. It's been 4 days since, and he's still not called me back or replied to my messages. He's leaving them on read. One of his friends came this morning by my place and collected the stuff my boyfriend had left at my place over time. He didn't say much and was cold the whole time. We used to be tight, so this hurt. Most of my friends were his friends originally, and they all seem to have unfriended or blocked me. Now I'm unsure of what to do next. I feel overwhelming guilt, but at the same time, I despise the stance he's taking. I know it won't happen again. I know I would never cheat. I've learned my lesson all right. My question is, what do I do? I desperately want him back. I want to make things right. Edit. He's blocked me now. Comments. The person you cheated with used you for their own enjoyment and then discarded you like worthless garbage. It's time for you to mature and accept responsibility for your actions. You can't behave however you please and anticipate no repercussions. You made a mistake, and now you must face the consequences. Avoiding them will only exacerbate the situation. You are not promiscuous. We all understand the true meaning of that term, and sleeping with one other guy beside your boyfriend does not define you as such. If you find it difficult to forgive yourself for what happened, it may be beneficial to seek guidance from a counselor. It's increasingly challenging to find good partners nowadays, and if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't let him slip away. If you genuinely feel remorseful about your actions, I would advise staying with him. Story 2. I don't know where to begin, so I'll begin with that. It was a Halloween party. I was plenty drunk by the time I had the weed. My best friend had gone home with her boyfriend. I wish she hadn't. He was very tall. My head only reached his chest. It was quick. It turns out that was because the condom came off inside me, but he came anyway. I didn't know until my boyfriend found said condom, so cheers for that. I'm confessing here even though my boyfriend knows. I called him up and told him, and he made me go find my sister and tell her. What the F? What the F? What the F? Then I had to call my mom. My boyfriend and I cried a lot that day and the day after. He took care of me though, while I struggled with the mix-up hangover. Last time I do that. It's been 3 weeks now. We're still together. Some things even feel normal. I know it all. I'm a hoe. Cheaters never change. My boyfriend deserves so much more. I know. 2 days after it happened, I began to break up with him. He was crushed. He convinced me to stay. I was doing it for his benefit because God knows it was going to be shit for me. I was doing it because I knew he would find someone better and be happy again. He doesn't believe it, but he's never had his heart broken like this before, and I have. By a person who cheated on me for a month before leaving me, no less. I know for a fact that he would be okay. I know why I did it, or at least I believe I know why. We did not have a satisfying sex life, and I was constantly battling with the side of me that wants to be young and free and wild, and the side of me that wants to settle down with the person I love. But plenty of other people have wild years without cheating. Why am I different? Why can't I be like them? The drugs and booze was the catalyst, I suppose. He's very mad at me. A lot of people are. Obviously, his sister wants to beat the shit out of me. I deserve the hate, but it's just not me to sit and take it. I've mellowed out over the last few years, and I'm not a hateful, aggressive person anymore. I've come far, only to set everything back with my own selfishness. I can't let this house become my prison. I can't sit and take abuse from people like her. I'm calm now after much struggle and some maturing, but I'm not meek. This will make it harder for me to be forgiven, if I even will be. This will always be over our heads. He says he stays because he loves me enough to give me another chance. I don't even know why he loves me so much. I literally screwed someone else and he's still here. He's the only one who thinks I deserve him. I thought about him the entire time, but I did it anyway. He reckons the guy took advantage of me, but we all know that's being way too lenient. Am I a bad person? I don't know, maybe. I've always believed I was a good person, but good people don't do things like that, do they? So I mustn't be one. 3 years thrown away. Not that there hasn't been discrepancies from him in the past, but nothing to this magnitude. I brought us here. If you have feelings for your boyfriend and your boyfriend feels the same way about you, then it's certainly the most important thing. Personally, I believe it's even more important than what transpired. Actually, I think it holds much greater significance. However, ultimately, it's a matter for you two to discuss and decide. Honestly, if you both genuinely love each other, I believe you should continue to nurture that love. Moreover, if you're open to it, I think having open and honest conversations about your emotions, trust, and other related matters would definitely be a positive step forward. Comments. Yes, you are a horrible person. It's ultimately up to your boyfriend if he wants to stay with you. That's his choice. Stop drinking and doing drugs forever. People who can't control themselves when they have substances shouldn't do them, period. Sex lives can be improved, but if you don't or can't work at it with him, there's probably no point in continuing the relationship, at least romantically. You clearly want more than he's currently providing, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just remember that men can't read minds. You need to tell them what you like. And please don't call or think of yourself as a hoe. Such a horrible word. Wanting satisfying sex is perfectly natural. The mistake you made is not controlling that natural urge, not having it in the first place. You could also ensure a friend is with you anytime you get wasted since, well, you obviously can't control yourself particularly well then. No offense intended. Okay, people make mistakes, but I think this is one mistake that can't be mended with this person. I've heard it before. I still love you is what he will say. I used to say that to a hoe who cheated on me. Down the road, when someone you trust, love, and cherish rips your heart out of your chest, there's nothing more to be said. He will always deep down think of you as a lying, cheating hoe. Just cut your ties and move on. Your relationship will never be the same. Try to end it on a good note, and drugs and alcohol should never be an excuse.